All right. Hello, Mountain Vista Bobcats. It's Mrs. Hinchin here. These are our morning announcements for the week of March 1st through March 5th. And I have my dog here with me. This is Rocco. And he's not feeling so good, so I'm just going to hold on to him. You might hear him snort or breathe or something. So, that is what it is. All right, we're going to start with our Pledge of Allegiance. If you could please stand. Place your right hand over your heart. And ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, you may be seated. All right. That was Rocco doing his Pledge of Allegiance too. Okay. We are going to talk about our universal expectations for this week, which will be restroom expectations for the hybrid model. So when we come back to school, we want to make sure that you understand what to do for the restroom. We've created a video that we will be sending out as soon as we get more word as to who's coming back, when they're coming back, all of those details, so that you can see kind of what we expect. But for now, we're going to talk about how you can be safe, be respectful, and be responsible in the restroom. So, of course, we're going to keep our feet on the floor at all times, maintain our social distance, keep our hands and feet to ourselves. We're also going to make sure we give privacy to others. We're going to wait in line until it's our turn, and we're going to use the equipment respectfully. We're also going to make sure that we go, flush, wash, leave. I know that kind of sounds silly, but go, flush, wash, leave. Very easy, very quick. Wash your hands with soap and water, and then you're going to have a magnet that you'll place on the door, and the video will show you what to do when you go in, and then you take the magnet with you when you leave. The magnet will show how many people are in the restroom at one time, so that way you'll know not to go in there if there's not enough space for you. All right, so our survival skill for this week is waiting your turn. This is a very, very essential skill because even as an adult, there's many times where I have to wait my turn for something. So in order to wait your turn, you're going to sit or stand quietly. You're going to keep your arms and legs still. You're not going to beg or whine or teeth sucking. You know what teeth sucking is? That's when you go, that's teeth sucking. So you're not going to do those things. You're going to engage in the activity when directed by an adult, and you're going to thank the person who gives you a turn. So this is something that can happen if you're at a game, if you're playing a game, if you're in line at a store, if you're in line at school. You have to wait your turn many times in life, and even as an adult. So it's a really good idea to practice this while you're a kid so that you know exactly what to do when you grow up. And again, the rules are still going to apply even when you're an adult. Mrs. Hinchin and all the other adults still have to wait our turn for things. So it's good that you learn it now. All right, next step. Our growth mindset affirmation this week is never stop dreaming. The lessons that you're going to be doing with your teachers in SEL are going to be talking about your imagination. And so when you think about your imagination can go many places. And if you want to dream big, always dream big. Never stop dreaming. That's the growth mindset affirmation. So I want you to think about this week and think about something that is a dream of yours, something you want to do or accomplish. You can let your imagination go, and you can work really hard to try to make that happen. And I know you will make that happen if you constantly work on your growth mindset and make sure that you're making that your goal always. Even kids can dream really big and make their dreams come true. So don't forget that you can do that. All right, this week I'm so excited about this, boys and girls. This is our Read Across America for this year, for 2020, 2021. And I've created this document that is going to kind of be a different feeling than how we used to do it before. So this time, we're going to be talking about different themes. We're going to have a theme a day for this week. And so you'll see here that the theme for Monday is leadership. The theme for Tuesday is inclusion. The theme for Wednesday is diversity. The theme for Thursday is perseverance. And the theme for Friday is empathy. And so with each of these themes, we have found a quote that goes with that theme. And then we've also found books that go with that theme, books that talk about those topics. And so I want to give you a very broad and rich, robust introduction to other authors and other books and other topics and other titles. And so we're doing different authors. We're not just going to do Dr. Seuss. So we are going to celebrate Dr. Seuss on March 2nd, which is his birthday. But we also wanted to give you exposure to other authors and people that are out there. So if you see, for instance, it says lower, the author spotlight, lower and upper. Lower means like lower grade and upper grade. And you'll see the book that corresponds with that author. So for example, for Monday, the lower author is Drew Daywalt, and the book is The Day the Crayons Quit. And that's a book about leadership. And then for upper, it's the book. The author is Janet Wilson, and the book is Our Future: How Kids Are Taking Action. The book Our Future: How Kids Are Taking Action is actually a very wordy book, and it doesn't have someone reading that one, but you could talk about some of the themes that are in that book. There's also guiding questions that go with that theme. So you'll see, like, the guiding question for leadership is, what leadership qualities do you have? These are questions that you could talk about with your class, you could reflect on for yourself. And then not only did we do that, but we also came up with Spirit Day ideas. And so I have a flyer for Spirit Day that I'm going to show you right here. And so for Monday, it's leadership, and you're going to dress as your favorite leader or a future leader. Tuesday, it's inclusion. You're going to wear glasses. So glasses are cool. Wear some cool glasses or shades. Mrs. Hinchin has her reading glasses right here. So, sometimes I wear them when I'm trying to read something up close. And then Wednesday is diversity. Wear something that represents your culture. Thursday is perseverance. Dress as a favorite inventor or wear something that represents an invention. And then Friday is empathy. So that's Rainbow Day. You're going to wear all colors to show that we're a world made up of many colors. So this flyer you should have seen. I've sent it to your teachers. So I want to see some of your best Spirit Week outfits. All right? So that is Spirit Week. Your teachers have access to this. Your teachers should be able to see everything. And I want to put together like a daily video that kind of goes across what's happening for that. So be watching for that, teachers. I'll be sending that out ASAP. All right. Now, so I'm excited about Read Across America. I hope that you get exposure to some new books you've never heard or read before. We have lots of book lists and lots of things that your teachers can assign to you, and books that you can learn a lot from. So I hope that you have a good time learning about some of these new authors and books. All right. So also March is Women's History Month. So I wanted to give you exposure to some very famous women or women that have done a lot of amazing things in our country. So I wanted to start with Susan B. Anthony, and I want to tell you a little bit about her. So one of her quotes says, "Men, their rights and nothing more. Women, their rights and nothing less." Because back in her time, women did not have the same rights as men. So women could not vote. Women couldn't do lots of things that men could do or things that women could do now. So she spent her life working on women's rights. That was something that was very important to her. So she did a lot of speeches around the country and talked a lot about women's rights and how women should be equal to men. She formed the National Women's Suffrage Association. She was also an abolition activist as well. So she started in her life at like 17 years old as a slave abolitionist. She wanted to end slavery. That was kind of how she started in her activism. Now, one thing that's interesting is she died 14 years before women were given the right to vote. She wanted women to have the right to vote. And so she did a lot of work to get that to happen, but she died before she could see that it actually did happen. But we have her to thank. And in fact, the 19th Amendment is actually called the Susan B. Anthony Amendment because of her work that she did to make sure that that happened. And the other interesting fact that I found in my research on Susan B. Anthony is that she was the first real woman depicted on our national currency. She had a coin called a Susan B. Anthony. It was a dollar coin, and it was minted from 1979 to 1981. Now, unfortunately, because that looked a lot like a quarter, people would get them confused, so they stopped minting that. But then I think they restarted minting that coin later on. So there is a Susan B. Anthony coin, and it's worth $1. Now, when I say first real woman, before that, you see like Lady Liberty, the Statue of Liberty, but she was a made-up person. She wasn't real. So when they say first real woman, it means exactly that. She was an actual woman, and she was the first one on our national currency. So take some time, find some information about Susan B. Anthony. I think you'll really like learning about her. And we want to thank her for everything that she did for women's rights and for making sure that all people are treated equally and fairly. All right. So next thing, STEAM challenge for the month of March is a leprechaun trap. And I put some examples of things that could look like a leprechaun trap, but we do have some criteria. Now, there is a packet that you'll have to print out for the project, and it has different information. You can use any materials that you choose, but there is a printable leprechaun that must fit inside the trap. And there's a packet that you have to fill out with information on the project, and it has to be included with your project. So you can take a video of how your trap works, or you can take pictures, and you can send that information to Mrs. Perez or myself. And so I wanted to show you what that looks like. So you click on that link if your teachers give that to you, and it'll ask you if you'd like to make a copy of the trap engineering challenge packet. So you're just going to make a copy. You'll click on this. My computer's thinking. And you'll see the engineering challenge. So here's the leprechaun, and then here are the questions, and here are some of the other questions or things that you have to fill out about your challenge. So I hope to see what you guys come up with. It should be really cool. I can't wait to see it. All right. So next up, Saturday University. We have Saturday school this weekend. So make sure you register on the school website or go to onlinesaturdayacademy.com and register there. Remember, if you've ever missed school, if you have absences, this is one way to make up an absence. So you might want to make sure you take advantage of that. All right. And I know Miss Gentry and Miss Maloney, they plan a lot of fun activities, so it should be a good time. Reminder, after lunch, intervention time. Don't forget, you do need to come back. And then remember, every day counts. School success starts with attendance. Now, top attendance for the week, going right into attendance. Third grade with 17%. Way to go, third grade. You maintained. That was what you had last week. And you guys were ahead by a long shot. There is not one grade level that's even close. So you guys keep it up, third grade. But I want to see my other grade levels do better. Remember, you need to have a lower number. So the least amount of kids that are absent, the better. So come on, guys. We're slacking off here, and our numbers are getting pretty high. So I want to see some good attendance for this week coming up. All right, top usage for Lexia and Core 5. We had a tie between kindergarten and first grade. They both had 59% of their students meeting usage for Lexia. Way to go to kindergarten and first grade. You guys are setting a great example to our older students who are not meeting those usage minutes. So come on, guys. You guys can do it. All right, next up, IXL math questions goes to first grade with 6,114 math questions answered. And then science questions goes to third grade with 1,996 science questions answered. Now, I know you're probably thinking, Mrs. Hinchin, stop talking, because we want to know, did the school meet the challenge? Did you guys hit that 105,000 questions for February? Since February is over now, I'm going to give you your final total. So how did you do? Remember, 105,000 was our goal for February. Did we meet it? Here you go. Here it comes. That's your final number. 106,353. I almost couldn't read it because I realized that Mrs. Perez and I have to do a silly string challenge now because you guys did it. You guys met the goal, and we are so proud of you. Oh my gosh, Mountain Vista, the whole school should be celebrating. I should hear everybody cheering. Woohoo! We did a great job. But guess what that means? March, I'm going to make that number a little higher, especially since you have more days in March. And I'm going to have to think of something new. Maybe you guys can suggest something to your teachers that you want to see Mrs. Perez and I do if you guys meet your goal for March. So we'll put that new one up, and I'll let you know what that is. But make sure you keep doing your IXL, math, and science. It counts. Boys and girls, as always, oh, my dog's starting to cry, but here he is. As always, be safe, be responsible, be respectful, and have a great week. Happy March, and we will talk to you later.